Well, it's Uncommon Fossil Day, having some more fun and expanded format with a Caturday deck. I've done Caturday in the past, and I've updated the list with some newer cards, so it has gotten better. It's a really fun deck. It's built around the Persian with the Gathering of Cats ability, which says ignore all energy in the attack costs of each of your Pokemon in play that has the Caturday attack. So we have a couple of attackers that have Caturday as well as something else to use. One is Litten, has Caturday, of course, then Big Bite, which just does 60 to your opponent's active. They can't retreat on their following turn. So that's useful, just kind of setting things up, occasionally taking the knockout, but it's kind of helping to set things up. But the big attacker here is Espurr, this little guy, obviously Caturday attack, and then Ear Kinesis, which does 20 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon for each damage counter on their active Pokemon. So we spread damage, get stuff built up till we can take out, ideally, a multi-prize Pokemon on the bench. To help make that happen, we do play Phione, really nice in this deck. Your opponent has to send their active Pokemon to the bench in case that's the one we need on the bench to knock out with Espurr. They get to choose what they send up, but we don't really care. We use it when we just want to knock out the active Pokemon. In order to do that, we need to get it to the bench, so that works well there. Play the Inteleon. We have the Inteleon engine and the Drizzile, but also just the Inteleon with the quick shooting to get more damage counters because we're building up damage. And then I get the part of what's super fun for me about this deck is we get to play Roxie. 4 copies of Roxie. You discard up 2 Pokemon from your hand that aren't GXs or EXs, which you don't have any in this deck, and we draw 3 cards for each Pokemon discard that way. So potentially you either get 3 or 6 cards. And of course, because with the Roxie, we want to play the Weezing and the Koffing with the Blow Away Bomb ability. Once during a turn when this card's discarded with the effect of Roxie, then you put 1 damage counter on each of your opponent's Pokemon. So ideally we discard 2 either Weezings or Weezing and a Koffing, and we put 2 damage counters each Pokemon, draw 6 cards, a really nice way to set things up. And stuff is always fun having a deck where most of our attacks we're doing for no energy. So that's the basics of the deck. We'll jump to gameplay, and then after that, I will go over the 60 in detail and share thoughts about what just the overall level of the deck and maybe some possible changes to make. All right, let's see what happens here. We'll go, I guess, second. Maybe I should go first. Because it's an evolution deck. I'm going to go first and hope. You know, going second can be better, though. I potentially can attack with Rowlet turn 1. All right, this is pretty good, though. So I need to set up my bench, and I can Roxie next turn for something meaningful, I hope. And yeah, so we'll see how this goes. It's been tough recording. As I'm sitting down to try to record games, it's been awkward because it's been tough finding. All right, up against Zoroark. These games have taken a long time. All right, well, 3 Sobbles is good. I need 1 Meowth. Do I want to drop? I don't think I want 2 Meowths, do I? Do I had one 70? I don't want to hit him with. I guess I drop down Litten. This is going to be tough. This is going to be a tough game, is what I'm thinking here. I need to get this Inteleons going, is what I'll say, and some spread damage, because taking prize, they're going to probably be better at streaming attacks than I am. This is we're both single prize decks. I'm a single prize deck that's built to beat up the big multi-prize decks, as are most, a lot of single prize decks. But Zoroark probably can get going and stay going. I think I play 3 copies of the Inteleon, right? So if I were to get those going, I can one-shot him in Chino. I can, between the pings and the Roxies, I could really get some stuff going. But we'll see what happens here. We will see what happens. I mean, maybe I should have, I don't know. I gotta grab, I'm really uncertain what I do here. I guess I just... So, I mean, I could Weezing. Get rid of the Weezing, get rid of the Litten, and see what I draw. I think that's my play. Get 6 cards, and hopefully something goes well for me. I really need to I need to get a Drizzile Okay, this is good. I got a Drizzile, and I can use the Drizzile nice and meaningfully, too, which I like that for sure. So do 10 damage, drop you down, and this is, now things get a little tricky for me. I'll evolve here. Hang on, I mean, I could. Let's see what I have here. I don't have a switching card. That part's unfortunate. If I had switch, I could attack. I could get down. I guess I want to get down another Meowth, maybe? I'm really uncertain about that. I'm really uncertain what to do here, I gotta say. So I'm gonna drop down another Meowth. It's a risk, but obviously the other side with this deck is if I might regret this, but well, this might be too much bench space, right? That part's a bit of a downer. So I will. I'll just end turn here. If I had a switching card, I would have taken a knockout, right? But I don't have a switch, so I'm couldn't attack. If I had drawn energy, I could have retreated. But that would have been it. So we'll see what happens here. I can start peeing next turn, which is great. And I'm assuming they knock out my act, or I send up the Persian, right? Which I'm very happy about that. And I just got to start spreading damage around. That's what needs to happen, because I'm going to need some multi-prize turns. I mean, that's just a given. So what do I have? They have Cleaver. So what do these attackers do? Okay, we're not worried about that. It's spread attacks that would be the big problem to me, but I do have Mew, so I can get Mew into play too. I mean, hopefully I don't do it a turn too late. So they just take one prize, and that's okay. That's okay. So I need to just start spreading the damage around, and I mean, I could Bird Keeper too. At this point, maybe I do that. I don't love that play, but maybe I drop down the Phione too. So let me. So I want the Drizzile, and I'm gonna want a Roxie again. I'm pretty sure, and I can get rid of. Definitely drop this guy down. I will grab the Roxie. I might play the Phione this turn too. I'm going to start smacking away on damage. I like that a lot. Maybe I should Phione first, see what they send up. Because I think I would like to chase. I think chasing is good too. So let me do that. I should have done this first before giving away information, right? Okay. I'll ditch the Bird Keeper. Get down a Koffing. My only Koffing in deck. So that's I only play one Koffing because I don't want to start Koffing, but of course it reduces the damage I can do. Maybe I should have dropped something else on the bench. I do think Espurr is what I wanted. Okay, well that's not bad for next turn. So I can, let's see, 30, but then I'm still coming up a little bit short with that, right? 10, 20. So I think I want to, what's in the discard pile? Not Espurr. So, oh, I haven't used Artazon, so I want to use that. I should have used Artazon earlier, probably, but this is fine. This is perfectly fine. I will ping, take out the Chinchina, right? Take out the engine is good, and also, yeah, this is coming together pretty well. Oh, I could, no, I evolved the Drizzile this turn, right? So, boom, take you out, do 80 there. Obviously, taking out the Cleavor would be nice at some point. So even on prizes, but obviously I have to get ahead on prizes. But I have that ability to get ahead on prizes, right? At this point, they do need to switch. They have lost their engine, which is really good. You know, taking out the Chinchino, I'm pleased the way that sort of worked out for me. So my opponent's in a bit of trouble, possibly. They may not be. If they can get going, it could be easier for them. Look, at this point, I have two Persians. I'd love to get my other Sobble down, but this is where I clogged up my bench. This is where the second Persian was a bit of a risk. The Litten and the Espurr are pretty solid things to have. So we'll see what happens. So Arizu, which gets some... Okay. A Zoroark, which they need. The Chinchino, which they put in the active. And they actually can attack with him, too. I don't know if they have any basic energies, but he does 40, so I don't think that's what they want to do. So they got two Chinchinos. That's pretty nice. So they got the Manaphy down. So I need to work on taking out the Manaphy. All right, what's this guy do? This is what I got to pay attention to. Okay, that's fine. You know, the Manaphy does get hurt by... so I'm going to have... You know, the nice thing is I do have the Litten, right? So that's really what... Oh, okay, what's that guy do again? Let's just take a look. The 70... Okay, that's okay again. It's a spread attacker is what's going to crush me here. Let's just... they dropped the Chinchino, so they get the engine set. So maybe they can't retreat at the moment. What's Braixen do? Because now they can get him in the discard pile. No, he's okay too. All right, good. I'm liking this. I'm liking it. So far, no spread attacks. That's my big concern. Yep. So Braixen's a solid one. One per Serena. Do they play? Although I haven't seen a Serena, right? I assume it's there for the second attack. So they failed Artazon, right? Let me just double check that one. That seems odd, but so they're in a tough spot here. Okay, so I have Bird Keeper though. I like that a lot. So let me evolve here. I'll get you into play to start. And I can do 40 per turn, and I think I just want a Bird Keeper. And yeah, I'll send up my Persian, honestly, because he has free retreat. I want to attack with Litten, I'm pretty certain. Okay, Rowlet, which is fine too. So you do 60. So one ping. Do I want to take out the Chinchino? No, I think I want to work on the Manaphy, honestly. Next turn I can... I'll leave the Chinchino there, make him get resources to get him out of play. Blow up this Manaphy. The Manaphy is my critical thing here. Send up the Litten. I could attach. Do I want to put it the energy? Because Inteleon's not terrible, but I think... So I'll just do this. Go 60. So you're 20 away from being knocked out. I could double shot the Manaphy. I could attach and even swing into the Espurr next turn. I'll see what happens here. I have no engine though, so that's my vulnerability now. Wormadam, again, that's just hits my active, right? I mean, I just get one shot anyway, so I'm not worried about tight matchups or anything like that. Take out the Manaphy and then probably send up the... actually, maybe just smack him with the Litten again. I'm not quite certain about that one. See what happens. All right, another Wormadam, different type, you know, just getting all these different weaknesses in. So gift energy. Now the gift energy gets them, they draw a 7 in hand. But I could, right now I'm looking at 2 prize turn, and that's really what I want. I want to double smack the Manaphy, I think, and just attack the Litten. I believe that's the play there. They're going to chuck that Manaphy back and play again, which is annoying, but that's, you know, that's what I got to do. I imagine they're going to recover the Manaphy. There's multiple cards to make that happen. They obviously play Path to the Peak, makes sense here. to do 40. That's okay. I mean, that means that's not going to do a lot. So I think I just ping and ping. I'll draw a prize. If I get a Roxie, I'll be super happy. I don't have any engine. There's nothing I can do to get cards at this point. So take out the Manaphy. The bench is open this turn. I do have Capture Energy. I could retreat and smack the bench, but at this point I don't have enough damage on anybody to do anything meaningful. So I think I don't really think I want the energy attached, do I? I think I'll just take the knockout. That way, I think that's okay. I'm not sure. I mean, getting ahead by 2 prizes is good, obviously. So that's the nice thing. Drizzile is good to see, but I need to get a Sobble down. I need bench space, obviously. Getting, the second Persian, the second Meowth is always a risk, right? I evolved it to the Persian, so I'm safe from having, getting knocked out, right? With most decks, right? Because if they gust up my Persian, I can't attack. I can attack with Rowlet, but then I have to have Bird Keeper. I play 3 copies. I'm pretty sure it was the final build I went with. So getting the Serenas in the discard, it gets them some cards. All right, what are they discarding, by the way? Just keep paying attention. Okay, again, no spread attacks, right? Oh, no, 3 damage counters. Okay, so the Hisuian Bravery is a spread attacker, so just be aware of that. That's because he would take out my Litten. But they have to get more damage spread, so they got the Manaphy back on the bench, which of course makes a ton of sense. They're going to bump the stadium here. Oh no, they didn't play. Oh, they discarded. They got rid of the Lost Vacuum with Make Do. Okay, that's fine. I mean, they like having the stadium. It helps them at this point. It helps them more than me. I'll send up the Roxie. I need to take a knock. I send up the Persian. Sorry. I'm not in a great spot here. I have Mew. Mew is actually pretty nice too. Maybe I send up Mew. Mew actually lets me take a prize this turn, right? I could Phione and then is that what I want to do? I'm gonna just take the knockout with Mew. I think that's a nice. I'm liking that play. Drop down the Mew. He attacks. This is because his attack is nice. I have the Capture Energy in hand. I think I want to play the Hassel at this point. I just need to get some cards in hand, right? That's part of what I need to happen. I need a Sobble. I need a Roxie. I'll grab a Phione. Those are nice cards to get. Well, the other cards get discarded though, right? So actually, getting rid of the Pokemon's okay there, right? Whoops. So I want Roxie. I want Bird Keeper. And I want... grab the Weezing. Okay. So that's pretty good. Oh, no, the rest get this shuffled in. So I will retreat, attach to the Mew. Because it places, it doesn't do damage. That's the nice thing with Mew. So I place them, so I'm going to take out Manaphy. So it gives me the potential to take out a Manaphy in 1 turn. So now they've opened up their bench to me once again. And I can do some spreading this turn as well, hopefully. I mean, we'll see. If I get disrupted, of course, I'm not going to have much happening. So they drop back the Mew back on the bench. But you know what? I can deal with that. I mean, the Manaphy goes back on the bench. I can take him out again this turn if that's what I want to do, which I don't mind. 10, 20. Yeah, that's actually not bad. So we'll see what happens here. And if I can use the Roxie this turn, then I will get, I'll have my next turn set up much better too. So I really kind of like the Roxie. I probably just take out the Manaphy again. I like that a lot. Just setting up my next turn so that right? I have Rescue Stretcher, I have Energy in hand, so Path to the Peak. Bumping my Stadium, obviously, that's a good play by them, for sure. I could, we'll see what I do here. Also, I send up a Persian. I'm going to Roxie. I could put some Pokemon back in the deck as well. I don't really know that I want to do that, though. So I guess I rod some stuff back here, right? Because I do have some nice Pokemon. I have... So I'm going to put some Pokemon back. I'm going to put back in the deck Mew and Sobble. I don't think Litten's my star here, do I? And let me put a Koffing back in. I mean, a Weezing back in, because he's really good for me. I'll Roxie, see what I get there. Weezing, which equals a ping, right? That's the nice thing. It equals 1 ping. So yes to you. And yes to you. So I need now to get into play the Mew. That's what I need to that's what needs to happen here. So let me ditch. I'll get rid of. Well, actually, that was a mistake. I already have Mew, so that was very poor play on my part. I'll grab a Sobble though. I have Mew, so this is good here. Drop down Mew. Attach energy there. Retreat. So where do I want to hit things? I think I want to hit Man. I'll have to hit Manaphy once because I want to take him out, and then I'll hit into the Cleavor, just getting him ready for next turn. And now I will attack with Psi Power, take out Man. Mew's really better in expanding the Manaphy. You see, yes, I have 10 less HP, but I can take out the Manaphy with my Mew, and that's good. So obviously I could play Manaphy in this deck as well. I think Mew's attack is just that much better, right? I mean, you get 10 extra HP. Well, I couldn't attack at all actually in this deck. I mean, my opponent can't attack with it at all either. So the only advantage to Manaphy in most decks is the 10 HP. Psi Power is, it's a good attack. It's a lot of fun too, is what I'll say. Single prize matchup's always a little tricky. I misplayed. I had a little brain fart there. I had Mew in hand, so I shouldn't have played the quick ball. I could regret that. We'll see what happens. I should be fine at this point. So, it's very unlikely that my opponent wins. I have Rowlet. I have Bird Keeper, but the Bird Keeper only hits the bench, so I take that back. Bird Keeper hits the bench. It doesn't hit the active. It would be really good if it could hit the bench active as well, right? Because if that Mew comes in play, there's essentially nothing that I can do. So I'll just smack around here. 30. I might as well just take them out. Can I take them out? Actually, what do I have here? I assume I have something here. So I have one Weezing, and I have Rescue Carrier. Might as well just do this. I will Roxie. Why not? I'll just do things this way. Koffing, Weezing, just take them out without attacking here. I don't know if my opponent's still playing or not. Obviously, I'm down to 1 card in deck, which means I don't lose this next turn, but might as well have the fun. I will take out the Chinchino, and that gets me game here. So very nice here, and still had my attack to spread some damage around. So all very nice. And of course, I could have attacked with Espurr as well. So, and the deck worked very well there, right? My opponent, they didn't get the greatest start. Obviously, with a single prize match, with single prize decks, you're built to beat multi-prize decks. That's what you always have to do, right? So that the question becomes, with a single prize matchup, can you set up, can you stream, right? Obviously, the fact that I got a second not the Meowth, but Persian in play made that game much harder for me. But got the job, the win. Very pleased about that. So I might try. I'll try to record one more game. But if not, if I have a hard time finding a match, I'll just jump right to the deck overview. All right, let's see what happens here. Ran into a healing deck last time, and that was not good for me because I just don't. I need to build up damage to get the big knockouts, and it wasn't happening, right? They were healing things up, so it was a matchup that was not good for this deck, and and that it is what it is. That's the way it goes, right? So hopefully I get a more winnable matchup this time. All right, starting a Sobble, 2 Sobbles. It's not bad. Am I first or second? I'm not even sure. I'm second. Okay, so I Pidgeot, Rotom, so Pekka-Runt. So okay, this is the type of deck I like to see. These 190 HP guys, these are kind of guys I can one-shot, right? So I'll drop him down. Do I save the Hassel? Let me think about that. I need to get a Meowth down. I could Level Ball. I could Ultra Ball. I'm going to do this. And do I just sit on this? Do I want to get... I'm just going to end turn here. I don't love the spot, but I'll just do this. It's not... my thought is, look, if I get knocked out, I have Hassel to play. If they gust, I don't really want to drop down a second Meowth now because I'm not in great position. Now, the Charizard's going to be tough. The Charizard's going to be hard to one-shot. I'm getting Iono'd. It wasn't the best hand, though, so, it had some possibilities, is what I'll say. Okay, Roxie. This is good. Weezing, Evo Incense. Yes, this is a nice setup here. Okay, so my opponent's whiffed. I like that a lot. So I want to... Well, I'm going to Roxie, right? So I want to grab a Weezing. Do I want to drop down an attacker right now? I think I do. I mean, I think I should thin my deck is what I'm thinking. That's what I think I want to do. 10, so 10, 20, 30. So I do 40. So actually the Littens, I think I want to attack with Litten probably. That's what I think I want to do. So the problem is well, no, I have energy. I have energy. I need to hit an energy is what I need to do, and that's not guaranteed. So let's see what I get. I got an energy. I needed a Persian as well. So this is good. So I can take out the active, and I like that. And that's all I'll do. Just take out the active here. I might grab a... so he comes down. I definitely want... You're going to attack for a prize. So I need to capture energy so I can retreat. Do I drop down... another Meowth? That's the big question, right? So maybe I do. I just, because I'm in that concern with this deck. Are they going? They have. I'm going to do this. I'm going to play scared. It's playing scared. They still have their V-Star power too, so that's something I need to keep in mind as well. So let me. What do I grab here? I'll keep my stadium to myself. I don't need the Artazon at this point. Shady's Dealings. What do I grab here? Right, that's kind of the question. I mean, these are all good things to get, right? Maybe I grab a Level Ball. Just gives me possibilities. Just gonna grab a Level Ball for next turn. I'll retreat. Send up the Litten. I'll take a prize. Takes out the Pidgey. I like that. I'm going to drop down another Sobble as well, because I think that's not bad for me. And big bite. So take a prize. Take out the Pidgey. See what they can do. I got some damage spread around, which is nice. Again, the Charizards are going to be really tough to get through. Oh, no, actually, Rescue Carrier is unfortunately not good in that the Weezings are 90. So this is where having the basic is good with this. So they're going to attack with him. But I want to take out like the Rotom V or the, you know, I could get Espurr. And I need to get, whoa, the special effects are going a little nuts here. So, which they do sometimes, right? They definitely do sometimes. What are they going to get? Are they going to get another Charizard EX? They are. So but let's think about this. I mean, I could take, we're at the Pidgey. I mean, I think I just want to keep spreading damage some. Spreading damage. Send up the Persian. I don't think they're going to have a spread attacker, right? That's always a concern, too. If they could ever take out, like, my 2 Persians in a turn, then I have nothing. Taking out the Pidgey has value as well, which I could do with Roxie for 1 and something. We'll see what happens here. Send up the Persian, of course. See what I draw into. I have options. All right, drew a Drizzile. I like that a lot. So that can become a... All right, you don't get me what I need, though, right? So let me see here. So you can become a Koffing, which I like. And I can get a... I can get a Roxie, which is fine. I would really like to get that Weezing, which I don't think there's any way I can, though, right? I'd like to get the Weezing before I play this guy. Oh, I can. Silly me. I have Rescue Stretcher, so that gets me what I need there. So that's super good. So grab the Roxie. So actually, so we'll see what happens here. I will grab 1 to hand, so get the Weezing into hand. This is why, you know, these different cards are really nice here. These different recovery options, really good. I'm really enjoying it. So Weezing, so I put 2 damage counters. Okay, I got the energy as well, liking that. So I might just continue spreading damage, and I think I will... I mean, I can now... let me Artazon, I guess. Well, if I Artazon, though, I give them the chance to drop down another Pidgey, right? Which I don't love, right? But I think I do want to kind of keep my things. So I have the Mew. So I'll just Mew. Take you out. I like that a lot. So play the Capture Energy. Gonna take out the Pidgey again. And I'm gonna, what do I want to ping? That's one of my questions here, right? So 40, he gets to 60. 40. So I think I want to... What's the Pekka do? So I think I want to hit into the Rotom V. They haven't used their Forest Seal Stone yet, right? So if I can take him out before they can use him, that's a big plus for me, right? So 60. So now I need another smack on you before you're effective, but that's okay. I'll take out the Pidgey. Of course, they might be able to drop down another Pidgey because I gave them the Artazon. But by playing the Artazon, it saves some of these other tools, right? That's the thing. I could have used... All right, got a Weezing. I like that a lot. What do I have? Just 1 Weezing? Oh, 2 Weezing. So I think I have 1 more Weezing in deck, I think. So it's not bad. So they're going to take out the Mew. They do have Forest Seal Stone, too. So they can get Pidgey back and Pidgey back, and I mean they can get the it's Manaphy, right? They're playing Manaphy, which no Pidgey. They're not playing Manaphy either. So they just take him out. But I need energy to make that happen again, right? So I have a Weezing, and I got a Roxie. I like that a lot. So let me I think I do want to, so I'm going to want to attack with Espurr here, right? Espurr you take him out. So I need to get, I got the Weezing. Okay. Sorry, I was just thinking through my options. Sorry, opponent. So Roxie, get rid of these two guys here. Nice and easy. I mean, I draw them 6 cards too. It's just crazy, right? How good this whole thing is here. So I will eventually. I might be able to one-shot a Charizard, although he doesn't get me any extra prizes for that. So it's not like so 270, right? I mean, I'm still a long way away from getting that knockout. I don't think I have any Espurrs in deck, but let me see. Might as well. I do. And I could have. Oh, is my Phione prized, by the way? I guess my Phione's prized. So, oh, and I should. I think I should start pinging too, right? So let me start pinging away 60. I mean, I can actually now take out this Charizard potentially next turn too, right? Which is just crazy, right? So retreat into the Espurr, and this is where a deck like this starts to really shine. So I'll save. Obviously, Manaphy's bad because it stops that from working. So get the knockout there. So right now I would do 200 to the Charizard EX in the bench, and of course I got the Phione as well. So that's super great there. They could drop down Manaphy. That's obviously awkward, but I can ping to attack with Mew, I need to get back the energy, which is tricky. I have 2 in the discard. I think I'm down to 3 in deck. I used to play. The deck started with 4. I'm down to 3. Anyway, I should have game here. They can take the knockout. If they reset my hand, if they reset my hand, things are very awkward. If I get Iona, the Drizziles go to the bottom of the deck, and such. So we'll see what happens. If they were to gust up my Persian, things get a little tricky. But I have Persian in hand, so I'm thinking, all right, it's looking to me like my opponent stopped playing, which is unfortunate, right? That's just, unfortunately, just too common, right? I'll just look here. Didn't take an action in time. I know I've been a little slow here, too. I get that, but, So I'm just going to ping. I have Roxie as well, so I'll just do the simpler thing and take out the Pekka. I could take out the Charizard EX as well. I could Roxie as well, but let me just do these things, and I will attack, and I have game. So boom, and look, my opponent stopped playing. I get it. Look, this deck is a slower deck. I think, honestly, for me, that you're doing a bunch of calculus, kind of just you have to work through the sequencing for each turn, right? The sequence, look, it's not like it's insanely complicated because I can figure it out. If I can figure it out, it's not the hardest thing in the world. But you do have to sequence it properly. You can't mis-sequence it. With every deck, obviously, every turn there's a better sequencing. But for a deck like this, if you mis-sequence, it punishes you a lot. So you do have to kind of think things through how you can do it. Which is part of the fun of a deck like this. I enjoy this deck. So anyway, got another win. My opponent stopped playing at the end, but hey, this deck had done its job before then, had set up the win. My opponent was just going to lose, and rather than playing out the game, they just walked away from the keyboard for whatever reason. People like to do that. And anyway, got a lot of success in the deck. So let me go and give a breakdown of the full 60. All right, so I had a lot of fun playing Caturday, and the deck's honestly pretty successful. The meta in the live expanded beta is weird, so it's hard to judge things, but I had fun playing the deck. That's really the biggest deal to me. I had fun, and I was able to win some games with it too, so I'll keep playing it for sure. It's built around the Persian with Gathering a Cat's ability. As long as the Pokemon has the Caturday attack on it, you ignore the energy cost for any of the other attacks that Pokemon has, so that lets us really with 2 attacks. Litten does Big Bite, does 60 to the active Pokemon. It can't retreat. That's really a setup attack mostly. The big attack is Espurr with Ear Kinesis. It does 20 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon for each damage counter on it. So if it has 1 damage counter on it, that's 10 damage. It does 20 more. It gets to 30. The way to think of it is take whatever the current damage is, multiply it by 3. That's going to be the amount of damage after you attack. If it has 100 damage on it, you're going to do 200, which means it'll end up with 300. 100 times 3, 300. That's the way to do the math there. What else do we play? Oh, for attack, we play Rowlet. With the Wind Chart, does 60 on one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. And as long as, with the Sky Circus ability, as long as you play Bird Keeper from your hand that turn, you ignore the attack cost of it. Because it's 3 energy to attack. We could pay it, but we don't want to. I can tell you that. So it has some value, just 1 copy there. It's kind of a niche thing. To help get damage counters around, we play Weezing and Koffing. 4 Weezing, 1 Koffing. They all have the Blow Away Bomb ability. Once during, this card is discarded with the effect of Roxie, that's a supported play in the deck. You put 1 damage counter on each of your opponent's Pokemon. You can discard up to 2 cards with Roxie, so 2 damage counters on each of your opponent's Pokemon. Another nice way to get damage built up. Then we play Sobble, Drizzile, and the Inteleon from Chilling Reign with a quick shooting ability. Once during the turn, you can put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. So really good there too. 3 copies of that. 4 copies of Drizzile, 4 copies of Sobble. Drizzile, Shady Dealings ability, lets you search your deck for any 1 trainer during your turn, not when you play it, so really good there. And we play 1 copy of Mew. It protects your bench, has the bench barrier ability, but this is better than Manaphy because it's got a good attack. It's 10 less HP, but the Psi Power attack for 1 colorless energy lets you place 3 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon any way you like, and that's been really clutch in a number of games, so you want to play that. And then let's see, the other Pokemon we have is Phione. Really nice. It's got Whirlpool Suction ability. If this Pokemon's on your bench, you can have your opponent switch their active Pokemon with one of their bench Pokemon, and you shuffle the Phione back into your deck. So there's a Pokemon like that now in standard format. I'm blanking on the name, but this is better than it because it gets shuffled back into your deck. The one in standard format gets discarded, so it's generally a little harder to get into play. This is just really good. And the idea behind this is we're using Espurr to smack the bench. So the idea is when you have enough damage on the active so you can knock it out, but only with Espurr's attack, you play your Phione, chase the active to the bench. Your opponent chooses what to promote, but you don't care because all you care is the active goes to the bench so you can knock it out. So so Phione is great in a deck like this. So we don't need to play, because of that, we don't need to play boss or counter catcher. The only gusting we really need is to send the active to the bench on an occasional turn. 4 copies of Capturing Energy. It's just good. Helps pay for the attack on Mew, and also with the Inteleon. Those are kind of the 2 main places you'll put the energies for the attacks. But when you attach it, you search your deck for basic Pokemon and put it onto your bench. So it's just useful there. You could maybe go down to 3 copies too. I could see that I think at one point I had, and I think in the gameplay, I'm not sure which games I'm going to include in the final video, but I got confused with how many copies are in decks. I'm pretty sure I've gone between 4 and 3. 4 right now, you could go to 3. I think that's fine. All right, playing Roxie, I already mentioned that. You discard up to 2 Pokemon that aren't GX or EX Pokemon. That's capital EX, so you could discard lowercase EX, so this deck doesn't have it. Then for each Pokemon you discarded that way, 1 or 2, you draw 3 cards from your deck, so you can draw potentially 6 cards from hand and put 2 damage counters on every one of your opponent's Pokemon if you're discarding Weezing or Koffing with the Blow Away Bomb ability. Super, super, super awesome, super fun there. 3 copies of Bird Keeper. You switch your active with your bench, draw 3 cards. Nice way to draw a few cards, and it lets our Rowlet attack for free. And then 2 copies of Hassel. I like it in a single prize deck if you're as long as you're knocked out last turn. Look at the top 8. That's the only time you can play it. Look at the top 8 cards in deck. Put 3 of them in your hand. So it's pretty good. You're going to see some really good cards with it. All right, to get Pokemon in play, what are we playing? 1 copy of Artazon in the Stadium. 1 copy of Buddy-Buddy Poffin. Maybe a 2nd copy of Buddy-Buddy Poffin. I can see that. I have 3 Quick Ball, 1 Buddy-Buddy Poffin. I think maybe we should go to 2 Quick Ball and 2 Buddy-Buddy Poffin. Is rethinking things. 4 Level Balls gets us our basic Pokemon as well as the Drizzile. Really good there. 4 Evo Incense. Really good in this deck. You search your deck for any evolution Pokemon, so it gets us our Weezing, gets us our Inteleon, are really good. 1 Rescue Stretcher, put 2 Pokemon 90 HP or less from the discard back in your hand. Really good there. And then 2 copies of Rescue Stretcher, put a Pokemon from this ball into your hand, or shuffle 3 Pokemon from your discard ball into your deck. Just really, it's nice having, they're both good options, right? Because like a lot of times you want to get back like a Weezing or Koffing with the Roxie. That's good there, or sometimes you just need to shuffle them into your deck depending where the game is at. So a pretty good, pretty simple set of cards, I would say, and a really fun deck. It's very much like a sequencing puzzle each turn, which I like a lot. The turn's a little slow, I would think, because you got to think through from the very beginning what steps you're going to take. It's true with every deck, but some decks more so than others. You got to kind of think through a sequence, and then you're going to have certain plays, like when you play a Roxie, you're going to see what cards you draw, so you kind of have a sequence in mind. Then when you play something that just draws you cards randomly, then you see what you get after that, and you have to rethink the sequence through. Did it change or not? What can I knock out this turn? How can I leave myself in the best board state for next turn? So it's just a fun deck. It works well against multi-prize Pokemon, and even as single prize matchups, it's not terrible. The question is with single prize matchups, can you stream attacks? The deck does a pretty solid job. So Persian, along with Litten, Espurr, and Roxie, a really fun deck. Definitely give it a try. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you have suggestions for some newer cards to go in the deck, please let me know, because I do want to make this deck better. And if we can all help each other out, that's a great thing to do. So take care, have some fun, and play some Pokemon.